Local people reported that in recent days, wild boars had been ravaging the fields bordering the forest. The whole village worried, so we had no choice but to organize an immediate hunt to stop the damage. Stepping into the deep woods, the familiar scent of musk hung in the air, a clear sign of the animal's presence. The team leader quickly coordinated the group, leading us straight to the trail where encounters with the boars usually occur. There, an ambush plan was drawn up and everyone prepared for the first confrontation. The ambush site was an open clearing, visibility good, but with many escape routes for the boars. The commander surveyed carefully, identified possible exits, positioned the team in blocking posts, and placed a reserve group ready to support. The hunting dogs were released to follow the scent point. 10 minutes later, the dog's frantic barking signaled imminent danger. The herd charged across the clearing, attempting to flee. From the open area behind us, we took careful aim and pulled the trigger decisively. Each boar fell. The encirclement tactic, combined with the dogs, proved clearly effective. On command, we spread out, continued to track and hold positions. The team split into 4 directions as ordered. When I reached a small pond cutting through the woods, a dark shape slowly materialized. I carefully raised my rifle, adjusted my sight, taking advantage of the moment the boar entered the water. When the animal came into view, a shot rang out. Patience and timing produced a precise hit. Otherwise, the bullet might have caught on a branch and the quarry could have escaped. Once the line was set, we continued to pin down a few more. The forest grew quieter, only the hunting dogs still nosing about. Just as we thought the pack had thinned out, loud barking came from the south. We quickly shifted our fighting direction. I ran along the trail to assist. A large boar was driven into a corner, thrashing in panic. I moved in, closed the shooting distance, patient to wait for an opening rather than firing blindly. When the opportunity arrived, I squeezed the trigger. Once again, team discipline turned chaos into control. At the same time, another teammate was led by the dogs to a sounder. He skillfully used the terrain as cover, approached and fired when he was close. In those decisive moments, every shot carried weight. A single miss could have caused the entire operation to fail. We continued to scan the area, determined to end the threat to the villagers' crops. About 10 minutes later, I heard a rustle nearby. Surely another boar hiding. The team fanned out, carefully sweeping the undergrowth. Suddenly, a shadow bolted past me trying to escape. I quickly assessed the situation, closed in and fired. The round hit its target, ending the dash. As one shot fell silent, another sounded deeper in the woods. Yet another target under unrelenting pressure from the dogs and hunters. Each shot was quick and precise, turning the dense forest into a battlefield without escape. After the tactical area quieted, the team, exhausted but cautious, thoroughly searched every bush to ensure no boar remained hiding. Once safety was confirmed, we began collecting what we'd taken and inventorying the damage. The hunt ended in order, carefully planned, fully lawful, and in compliance with local regulations. Our objective was not only to address an episode of destruction, but also to protect the harvests and livelihoods of the people. Although today's damage has been reduced, this is only part of a long-term effort to balance the relationship between people and the wild.
Did you know that one of the most fearsome predators in nature is led by females? That's right, we're talking about hyenas. Millions of them roam across southern Africa today. A wave of attacks on farms began as these predators searched for food. Research organizations report that the devastating wildfires of 2019 forced hyenas to move into agricultural lands. There, more than 3,000 cows and 1,500 buffaloes were fiercely attacked, causing damages estimated at $4 million. Hyenas can even threaten human lives if they venture too close to residential areas. To deal with the increasing number of hyena attacks, governments across African nations have authorized controlled hunting to protect people and livestock. The permitted hunting areas include the savannas of Kenya, Botswana, and Tanzania, where over 2,000 hyenas can be hunted each year under strict regulations. Hunters must be equipped with proper firearms and ammunition to ensure smooth and safe operations. Preparations begin 3 hours in advance since hunts take place at night, the time when hyenas are most active. They often use bait, which may be live animals or sound devices that mimic the calls of prey to attract hyenas. When hunting hyenas, safety is the top priority. Hunters should never go alone, but in groups of at least 2 people to support each other in dangerous situations. They must keep a minimum distance of 50 yards between members to reduce risks. As the hunts occur in low-light conditions, binoculars are essential for clear vision. In addition, participants must have at least 5 years of hunting experience to be eligible. Amid the silence of the wild, setting up camp is necessary. To avoid being detected by hyenas and to mask human scent, hunters quickly erect camouflage tents that blend with the rugged terrain. Shades of green and dull brown help them hide easily, while protecting against other predators lurking nearby. The tents are compact,
all over the place,
easy to set up, and sturdy enough to withstand harsh nighttime weather. Hunters often use .375 HH rifles equipped with night scopes and suppressors to track hyenas in the dark. These tools provide greater accuracy. The peak hunting season falls in June and July, attracting about 300 hunters, all seeking the thrill of facing one of nature's deadliest predators. The tension and excitement of stalking in the dark make each hunt unforgettable. During the day, bow hunting is allowed but accounts for only a small portion of all hunts. The wild environment of southern Africa is extremely harsh, and hyenas are just one of many lurking threats. Therefore, hunters must have solid knowledge of their behavior to stay safe. The hyena population dropped from around 2,000 to 1,200 within just a few months of hunting. After each hunt, hunters must report the number of hyenas taken to help maintain ecological balance. To further improve safety, the South African government should build fences separating suburban areas from the wild to reduce the risk of hyena attacks. These fences should be at least 10 feet high to effectively prevent intrusions. Moreover, Durable materials will help them last longer, providing safety for both people and livestock. Such measures have significantly reduced the threat of hyena attacks in South Africa. If you love thrilling hunts where humans face off against nature's fiercest predators, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next exciting videos, where we'll continue exploring the wild world, full of danger yet irresistibly fascinating. Recently in Texas, farmers and local officials have reported a string of incidents where wild boars have charged into residential areas, damaged crops, and attacked livestock. These animals used to stay deep in the thickets, away from people, but now they seem to have lost their fear. Large herds of wild boars are moving toward farms, leaving residents alarmed and frightened. And that's why we were called in, a team of professional hunters, mobilized for an emergency hunt in the heart of Texas. We prepared thoroughly before departure, checking rifles, ammunition, communications gear, and our GPS units. The sky was overcast then, the atmosphere heavy as if warning of a turbulent night ahead. Everyone knew that a single small mistake could have unpredictable consequences, because these wild boars are not only huge but extremely aggressive. We identified a mountain forest surrounding the fields as a likely refuge for the herd. The terrain was rugged, visibility limited, so locating the targets would not be easy. This time we brought a pack of well-trained hunting dogs. Their noses work fast, and only a few minutes after release, barking echoed through the woods. Immediately, the team spread out, taking ambush positions according to plan. The first shot rang out, the hunt officially began.
Pardon.
The smell of gunpowder mixed with the scent of dry earth. The cries of the boars echoed through the forest. A boar weighing nearly 100 kilos was struck and fell, and the rest of the herd began to scatter. From behind a bush, another surged across in front of me with incredible speed. In that moment, time seemed to stop. I raised my weapon, took aim, and squeezed the trigger. A shot sounded, and the animal collapsed just a few meters from me. The forest was now chaos like a battlefield. Dogs barking, gunshots, and the boars' cries blended together. We continued the chase, not giving any animal a chance to escape. The fleeing boars left tracks, and the dogs kept on their trail. I held my breath, lined up the shot, then pulled the trigger. The round hit its mark. Another animal went down. There was no time to rest. We kept clearing the area. Whenever we heard an alert bark, the team moved in immediately. A giant boar was cornered and about to strike back, but my teammate was quicker. A shot rang out and it fell on the spot. Everything went according to plan, swift, precise, and decisive. The woods now resembled a scattered nest of wild boars, spreading everywhere, from large herds to lone runners. But however fast they ran, our hunting dogs relentlessly followed every trace. Targets dashed in panic, but there was no escape. I held my breath, didn't hesitate, and squeezed the trigger. The shot hit its mark. Just when we thought it was over, on the way back a black, shaggy boar suddenly darted across the road in front of the vehicle as if challenging us. Without hesitation, we raised our rifles and took a quick aim. Tried to flee, but I was faster. A shot rang out and the animal went down, huge like a dinosaur. On the other side of the hill, my teammates were also facing another herd. They identified targets, brought their scopes to bear and fired, making a boar stagger. Before the hunt ended, they managed to bring down a few more boars. The thrill of every hunt is real, but behind that thrill lies a real danger. These wild animals now not only destroy crops, but also threaten people's lives by moving into towns. The video ends here. How do you feel about today's hunt in Texas? Leave your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to see more dramatic hunting journeys. Goodbye and see you next time. Boars.
Recently in Texas, farmers and local officials have reported a string of incidents where wild boars have charged into residential areas, damaged crops, and attacked livestock. These animals used to stay deep in the thickets, away from people, but now they seem to have lost their fear. Large herds of wild boars are moving toward farms, leaving residents alarmed and frightened. And that's why we were called in, a team of professional hunters, mobilized for an emergency hunt in the heart of Texas. We prepared thoroughly before departure, checking rifles, ammunition, communications gear, and our GPS units. The sky was overcast then, the atmosphere heavy as if warning of a turbulent night ahead. Everyone knew that a single small mistake could have unpredictable consequences, because these wild boars are not only huge but extremely aggressive. We identified a mountain forest surrounding the fields as a likely refuge for the herd. The terrain was rugged, visibility limited, so locating the targets would not be easy. This time we brought a pack of well-trained hunting dogs. Their noses work fast, and only a few minutes after release, barking echoed through the woods. Immediately, the team spread out, taking ambush positions according to plan. The first shot rang out. The hunt officially began. The smell of gunpowder mixed with the scent of dry earth. The cries of the boars echoed through the forest. A boar weighing nearly 100 kilos was struck and fell, and the rest of the herd began to scatter. From behind a bush, another surged across in front of me with incredible speed. In that moment, time seemed to stop. I raised my weapon, took aim, and squeezed the trigger. A shot sounded, and the animal collapsed just a few meters from me. The forest was now chaos like a battlefield. Dogs barking, gunshots, and the boar's cries blended together. We continued the chase, not giving any animal a chance to escape. The fleeing boars left tracks, and the dogs kept on their trail. I held my breath, lined up the shot, then pulled the trigger. The round hit its mark. Another animal went down. There was no time to rest. We kept clearing the area. Whenever we heard an alert bark, the team moved in immediately. A giant boar was cornered and about to strike back, but my teammate was quicker. A shot rang out, and it fell on the spot. Everything went according to plan, swift, precise, and decisive. The woods now resembled a scattered nest of wild boars, spreading everywhere, from large herds to lone runners. But however fast they ran, our hunting dogs relentlessly followed every trace. Targets dashed in panic, but there was no escape. I held my breath, didn't hesitate, and squeezed the trigger. The shot hit its mark. Just when we thought it was over, on the way back a black, shaggy boar suddenly darted across the road in front of the vehicle as if challenging us. Without hesitation, we raised our rifles and took a quick aim. It tried to flee, but I was faster. A shot rang out, and the animal went down, huge like a dinosaur. On the other side of the hill, my teammates were also facing another herd. They identified targets, brought their scopes to bear and fired, making a boar stagger. Before the hunt ended, they managed to bring down a few more boars. The thrill of every hunt is real, but behind that thrill lies a real danger. These wild animals now not only destroy crops but also threaten people's lives by moving into towns. The video ends here. How do you feel about today's hunt in Texas? Leave your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to see more dramatic hunting journeys. Goodbye and see you next time.
On Fraser Island, Australia, tensions are rising as dingo attacks become increasingly frequent, recalling dangerous encounters from the past. This year alone, a 23-year-old woman was cornered by 4 dingoes. She was injured but fortunately rescued in time by nearby tourists. Authorities said such incidents are not new, and the aggressiveness of dingoes has sharply increased over the past decade, bringing back memories of the early 2000s crisis, when government control efforts were fiercely opposed. Not only do they threaten humans, but on farms in Queensland, dingoes also cause severe damage. They attack at night, costing farmers up to $2.5 million a year in livestock losses. Meanwhile, the tourism industry in Hervey Bay is also shaken, as visitors begin to reconsider trips to its pristine beaches. In early 2025, the Australian government officially approved a dingo hunting plan, a controversial but unavoidable decision. The plan was carried out mainly on farms, where attacks were most frequent. Hunters often work in groups to reduce risks. Experience shows that ground signs such as droppings, sheep's wool, or bone fragments clearly reveal dingo activity. They tend to mark territory by rubbing against large tree trunks, and if footprints are fresh, it means they were there just hours earlier. Technology is also used in control. One of the professional hunter's secrets is using sound devices that mimic the labored breathing of prey. This sound triggers predatory instincts, luring dingoes out of their dens in search of an easy feast. But the chance lasts only a few seconds. The hunter must keep a 30 to 50 feet distance for safe and precise action. In addition, foothold traps are placed strategically, often under dry leaves near patrol paths, to trick their sharp instincts. At first, when the government gave the green light to hunting, public opinion in Australia strongly opposed it. But reality spoke. In just 3 peak months, more than 2,500 dingoes were hunted, while foothold traps caught over 3,800. As a result, livestock attacks dropped by 65%. People, once outraged, gradually realized hunting was not destruction but a way to protect livelihoods.
That dog's dragged that log.
In addition, foothold traps are placed strategically, often under dry leaves near patrol paths, to trick their sharp instincts. At first, when the government gave the green light to hunting, public opinion in Australia strongly opposed it.
Cool. A jake trap. Again from...
But reality spoke. In just 3 peak months, more than 2,500 dingoes were hunted, while foothold traps caught over 3,800. As a result, livestock attacks dropped by 65%. People, once outraged, gradually realized hunting was not destruction but a way to protect livelihoods. The question remains, has the current hunting measure been effective enough, or should it be improved further? Both the people and the Australian government must consider carefully, as the conflict between humans and dingoes is far from over.
Excellent.
Once seen as predators confined to the wild, coyotes have now spread across North America, from remote farmlands to crowded suburban neighborhoods. Their population has surged by more than 40% in just 2 decades, and every year tens of thousands of sheep, calves, and goats are torn apart, costing farmers millions of dollars in losses. But the danger doesn't stop there. They raid garbage bins, attack pets, and even threaten human safety. Faced with such a growing menace, how can farmers fight back effectively while still maintaining nature's balance? Let's find out in today's video. In California, the threat of coyotes is no longer distant. It has crept into people's everyday lives. They slip through fences, sneak into barns, and attack newborn lambs. Chicken coops are left in ruins, with paw prints scattered across the yard. Gardens are torn apart, drip irrigation lines chewed through and leaking. Trash bins are raided, and pets are attacked right on the doorstep. The damage goes far beyond numbers. Money spent on fences, guard dogs, deterrent devices, vet bills, and countless sleepless nights on watch. Many families change school drop-off routes or avoid early morning jogs. In this reality, each gunshot isn't sport. It's a desperate effort to protect peace and safety for farms and neighborhoods. Every hunt begins with patience and careful planning, usually at dawn when coyotes emerge from their dens to search for food. In the stillness of that moment, even the faintest rustle in the brush can make a hunter's heart race, a sign that the cunning predator is close. This is when experience, thorough preparation, and knowledge of the terrain become crucial, because these animals almost never make the same mistake twice. Hunting coyotes has never been easy. They're not only fast, but incredibly smart and cautious. When they catch the scent of bait, they rarely charge straight in. Instead, they circle downwind to sniff out any hint of danger, and even the slightest sound or a glint off a scope is enough to send them fleeing. That's why hunters often use high-velocity rifles with flat trajectories like the .223 Remington or .22-250, paired with a 3.9x40 scope for precise long-range shots. But good gear alone isn't enough. Success ultimately depends on patience and striking at the perfect moment. If you enjoy watching intense hunting moments like this, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our next thrilling adventures. When night falls, the hunt enters a completely different chapter. Guided by their nocturnal instincts, coyotes silently emerge around the farms. Hunters rely on thermal scopes and night vision gear to track them in the darkness. Every shot must be perfectly precise, because even the smallest mistake will teach these predators to adapt and make them far more cautious. A heavy darkness blankets the field, with only the faint glow of the thermal scope revealing ghostly movements in the distance. The hunter lies perfectly still, breath quickening as a shadowy figure silently slips past the fence line. In that tense moment, every sense is on high alert. A decisive pull of the trigger, a sharp crack tears through the night as the bullet speeds toward its mark. The coyote drops instantly, but if the shot misses, it will vanish like a ghost, and the next encounter will be more challenging. In California, coyote damage costs millions of dollars every year. They prowl at night, preying on sheep, goats, calves, and even poultry, and sometimes destroying crops as well. Strong fences, guard dogs, and noise deterrents often prove useless, leading farmers to see hunters as trusted allies. For them, every coyote taken down is more than just a number. It's a livelihood protected, an income preserved, and one less threat lurking in the dark. However, the situation is far from simple. Conservationists argue that coyotes also play a vital role in controlling rodent populations, which helps reduce crop damage, a clear benefit to agriculture. Meanwhile, hunters and farmers point to the rising number of attacks on livestock and pets, especially in areas where forests meet urban neighborhoods. In this delicate balance between nature and human life, each bullet fired is not just an act of defense, it's a reminder of how we choose to coexist with such a resilient predator. In the end, hunting coyotes with a rifle is more than just a battle between humans and wild animals. For hunters, every pull of the trigger is a test of patience and precision. For farmers, it's an act of protecting their families and livelihoods. And for the coyotes, it's proof of their extraordinary adaptability and fierce will to survive in the wild. Do you think humans and coyotes can truly coexist? Is hunting really the best solution? Comment 1 if you agree, or share your thoughts if you see it differently. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.
In the mountains of Asturias, Spain, locals are struggling against the threat of ferocious wild boar herds. Fertile fields can turn barren overnight, scarred by their storm-like destruction. These massive beasts are described as both swift and savage, enough to send chills down anyone's spine. Our hunting team quickly mobilized, spreading out into the dense forests, determined to track them down to the very lairs where they hide. No matter how cunning wild boars may be, they can't escape the traps of their own habits. Trails deep in the forest are stamped with countless hoofprints, clear signs that lead us straight to them. I moved carefully, avoiding any sound that might give me away. Then suddenly, from the thick brush ahead, a massive boar burst out, fast as an arrow. Without hesitation, I pulled the trigger. The gunshot echoed through the forest, the beast staggered, stumbled, and collapsed. One decisive moment was enough to seal the fate of this fierce creature. The sky suddenly darkened, and a chill crept through the treetops, making the forest feel heavier than ever. I moved into a tangle of fallen logs, pressing myself behind a massive trunk, silent and watchful. Then, without warning, a huge wild boar emerged into view. The instant it stepped forward, I squeezed the trigger. The shot rang out, and the beast collapsed on the spot. That kind of precision only comes from a hunter seasoned by years of experience. I moved quietly deeper into the forest, each step cautious, aware of the danger lurking around me. At the edge of the woods, a massive boar suddenly appeared, its fierce eyes locked straight on me. I quickly raised my rifle, kept my breathing steady, and pulled the trigger with a firm squeeze. The gunshot echoed, and the beast dropped instantly. Had I hesitated even for a moment, the outcome could have been disastrous. Yet in those perilous seconds, I knew my duty was clear: to stop the threat before it could wreak more havoc on the villagers' crops and land.
Out here, in the raw wild, it's man on a threat. It's about mastery, says nature. And today, the wild boar.
That afternoon, I moved along the forest edge and settled into a shaded spot to watch. Through the thick foliage, the dark silhouette of a massive boar slowly came into view, wandering carelessly, unaware of the danger nearby. I steadied my hands, aimed carefully, and pulled the trigger. The first shot made it stumble before it could react. Quickly, I reloaded and fired again. The second shot brought it down clean. Late in the afternoon, I left the forest and moved to the roadside, taking my assigned position. Suddenly, a herd of wild boars burst out, their pounding hooves roaring like thunder. I stayed calm, aimed carefully, and squeezed the trigger. The shots rang out, the lead boar was hit and dropped instantly. The rest of the herd panicked and scattered back into the dense woods. As the last light of sunset faded, I spotted the final herd of boars hiding near the forest's edge. Without hesitation, I pulled the trigger, and the burst of gunfire sent the entire pack fleeing into the darkness. That marked the end of a long, grueling day where patience and determination were pushed to the limit. For the peace of this land, we're willing to stay awake through the night, give our all, and even face danger, just so the villagers can rest easy and their crops remain safe. The journey of facing the giant wild boars has come to an end, but the tension and danger still echo in our minds. What about you? What was the most unforgettable moment of this hunt? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to join us in the next adventure. This morning I brought my favorite hunting rifle, a Henry single-shot .30-30 I picked up on a year-end sale last season. It's got a walnut stock and a long barrel that catches the early sun. I swapped the original sights for a Skinner peep to get steadier shots. When I tried 150 grain rounds they were hitting a bit high, so I switched to 170 grain, and the results were impressive. At 25 yards every shot landed in the bull. At 100 yards the first 4 rounds grouped under 2 inches. Honestly, this rifle shoots more true than my trigger finger. For years a giant boar has been my toughest quarry, a ghost on this land that only shows up after dark. Last spring I finally lured him out in daylight and tried to finish it with a .22, aiming for the forehead. But in a careless moment I pulled the trigger too soon and missed. The next night he came back to the corn feeder with a .22 scrape across his flank. So tonight, armed with the .30-30, I'm hoping to put an end to this stubborn hog once and for all. I searched the area and found the ground torn up, as if a plow had just passed through. I set the corn feeder right there, filling it with fruit-scented corn to draw him in. I figured that Big Boar would come from the edge of the field, so I took position in the stand about 65 yards out, well within range for iron sights. But as the sun sank, the target at about 60 yards looked tiny through the sight, so I set up a portable blind at 30 yards to shorten the shot and improve my odds. I hid the blind in the brush, keeps me concealed and out of the summer rain. Now it's just a wait for the trail camera to ping. If he comes back, I'll move in the next day. A few days later the trail camera checked in. The boar came back and devoured corn for nearly 2 hours, the perfect window to take him with the .30-30. My plan was to aim for the shoulder, punch through the chest and drop him with one shot. I avoided the neck because iron sights make that shot harder to trust. It's chilly after the rain and the winds died down, near ideal conditions. I chambered around and kept one in the carrier. The rifle feels right in my hands, balanced and light, perfect for thick cover. I couldn't sleep all night from the anticipation. I'm hoping tonight finally ends this long chase. Finally, the quarry showed up. My heart tightened and adrenaline spiked. I waited for the right moment, squeezed the trigger, eyes glued to the sight. The shot rang out. I waited a few minutes before stepping out to check. There it was, the old boar I'd chased for seasons, a battle-hardened brute with a scarred shoulder from that earlier .22 graze. Seeing it lie still brought a lump to my throat. The Henry .30-30 had done its job, one powerful, precise shot. After months of being harassed by that hog, the relief was real. And that's where this hunt ends, the pursuit of the giant boar with my Henry .30-30. One clean, decisive shot closed out a long standoff between me and the most stubborn troublemaker in these woods. What do you think makes a hunt truly memorable? Skill, luck, or calm under pressure? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to join me on more thrilling hunts ahead.